All right. Try to get the camera all set up. And we are live. And let me get the laptop set up. And we'll start the show. If you're all joining me, uh, hi and thank you for coming on by. We're going to, still doing some brush work. There's a lot of detail into this painting. Sorry about not coming live yesterday. Usually I do a live on Saturdays, but I've been getting into doing some of the details. I did kind of finish up right there on that, so do that. Let me tilt this down a little bit there. What I see, there you go. I think you got a good camera angle. And all right, let me get my glove on. I need to get my eyes. We're going to kind of work on his wing on this side. This side I got done the way I kind of like it on that side. So now we're going to do the other side. Work it on out. Well, it's coming along pretty good. Yesterday I spent most of the day on doing a lot of the details and the things. That's all right. I kind of want you up. If I don't have you up, yeah. Hopefully my head doesn't get in the way because we're on this side and it's kind of hard on that side. Let me flip these around. But yeah, we're getting there. Doing the AI painting has a lot of details into it. Oh, and at the end of this feed, I'll have this off of there, and you can see how much I have accomplished so far. All right. Yeah, at the end of this video, you guys are gonna have a surprise. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna take this off of there. See how much I have. I have got done. I've done. I've done a lot, or not a lot, but I got done enough to where I'm happy where I'm at. But it's been a lot of work. Paintbrush. The paintbrush on part on this painting is a lot. It's easy for it's an AI piece. I'm positive of that. Well, I'm almost positive, but for somebody to paint it, this is tedious work, but to give you a good effect, you need to do it. Morning, Patty. It's coming along good. When I take this piece off, what I have on here, what I'm covering up for my hand, you guys will you'll see how much has come along. A lot of paintbrush work right now. Of course, there was a lot of airbrush, but now we're getting into the details. It's all about the details. Oh, morning, honey. Once I take, what the heck? Let's go ahead and do that. take it off and let you all see what I have so far. Got it. Got in some of the details. Got the flowers and got this side of the wing. I'm down to right about this area with the ears. Got this stuff is really weird. So we're getting there. Uh, yeah, I'll have to do the same thing here. I don't know what it is or anything, but it's just got all kinds of weird things. So I still got to do it down in here and everything, and I still got to do the skulls. It's like I'm I'm right at this part, the facial and all that, the head and that. I'll come back over with the airbrush and that, but uh, we're working our way down, so now I'll be able to come down to that part. But it's getting down there, getting down to the good section and that. So we'll get into that. But we're getting there. I like the face, how the face and all that's turning out, and I like how that turned out in a way. So, like I said, I gotta get down into there. But now I'm trying to get the other wing, like how I got this wing and that. So that's what we're working on. So let's get in there. I'm happy with it. I'm happy the way it's coming out, but it's tedious. This is all tedious stuff, I think. But I don't. It kind of looks like pieces from fishing. The the hooks and that when you have the, I forget what they call that, but that's all it looks like. It's just like that stuff from fishing parks. But still good. The eyes and that, I think I did all right on the eyes and the mouth and everything. The flower over there, bouquet or whatever it is. But it's getting there. It's a lot of brushwork now. It had a lot of airbrush that blocked it all in, but now it's down to the brushwork. Just get it done. It's and I believe it's an AI painting. So I just said I just want to try doing an AI piece. And it's easy for AI to put this little stuff into it, but painting it is a different story. But that's what makes it look good. The little details. Thank you for coming on by, both of yous. So, honey, you still working on doing your drawing and that, right? Impressive work there you got going. Patty's still working on her small pieces. Yeah, I just did. Working on get to the drawings while you got free time. Patty, I guess Patty, you better ready to start getting into Christmas ornaments. Never too late to start that. Sometimes I think this light is so bright. This one Ox light is so bright, but the other Ox light that I got is not as bright. Like this is the one. The other one not as bright. So sometimes I switch off between both of them. Sometimes you want that bright detail, and sometimes you don't. There's a difference between both of them. Both of them are Ox lights. The other one, the real bright one, is like the one Steve Leahy uses. You move around. Uh, and the one's like a library Ox light. Library style. Yeah, if you don't push yourself to do the difficult things in that on doing your artwork, you don't get better. You won't have much of an improvement. I feel the only way to get better is do things that's out of your comfort zone. I mean, even if it is like little things with this paintbrush, doing the paintbrush. If I set it down for a while, I'll get shaky. My hand will get more shaky. Because sometimes you just have to hold this paintbrush, and it's just like the hair, just the hair of one hair feels like it's coming off the brush, and that's what you need sometimes when you're doing small details with the paintbrush. And if you set it down for a while, you won't get remember that feeling of how to hold the paintbrush. Because sometimes we as we as people want to push down on the paintbrush, and that you don't have to. Sometimes you just hold it away to where you can get it. And then you get to know how much paint you have on the brush too. Gotta let the dogs out. Er. Yeah, sometimes that's a bad place to be, is in our minds. At least for me. I love doing this stuff that way. Always, even when I was working on cars and that, honey, I love when we had a job that was like difficulty or had a lot of little things to do on it, and it would keep you busy for a couple hours and that, and those are the cars that I really enjoy doing. Even when I was taping up some of them, like I was taping up the conversion vans that have would have all these stripes in it, and you had to tape them up, and that I would love doing that because that kept me busy for a good while, like the better part of a morning before lunch. And I had to get in there with the tape measure and everything like that, measure one side to the other side. It kept me busy for the day where I get on through work. Now I get into stuff like this, and this part keeps me busy through the morning time of the day or the afternoon time. I don't mind it. It keeps me busy, keeps me focused too. Because I couldn't make it through work if I couldn't stay busy. I didn't. I was one at work at this. Wanted to do things, get it done, sweep the floor. Never mind. I didn't care about sweeping the floor or grabbing a mop and mopping the floor. Only way to get through work is by staying busy. And that's it. Yeah, keep your mind from wandering off to La La Land. See, we're almost down on this part, so that's pretty good. See, some of the stuff where you see where I'm doing this, that's that's not because my hand's shaky. It's because I want to have that design into it. I was going to say, some people say their hands shake. Sometimes on this stuff, perfectly good for you to have a shaky hand. Oh, it's over 20 hours so far. It's definitely over 20 hours so far. And I really don't pay that much attention to how much time I have in on my paintings and that. Uh, I know they say to sell it by the hours that you put in, how much your time's worth, and that. I look at it as the way I would sell this work and that of how it turns out in my mind. If I think it's one of the finest ones I do, that's when the price will be up. If I think it's one I could do a little bit better, the price will be down. It's the one I really don't have any interest in, but I did it. The price will even be further down. I mean, that's how I go about pricing my work, and that it's like this one will be up there in the price, the higher price if I got when I get done it. But yeah, that's how I go about it. I don't consider the time as much. I mean, I'll will consider it, but I don't consider the time as valuable as what the piece turned out to look like. That's how I would price it. I mean, you should. I mean, when I go into it, I was looking going into it as it's over a $200 piece as it is. My pieces won't be on the value of. I'm sure that's in a way of Scott's prices and Steve prices and that. It's what the comp, what the piece look is supposed to come out looking like. That's how they price things, and they know by looking at it and how much time they put in, that's going to be the price of it. This piece, when I get done, it might end up. I gotta next week. I'm gonna try to go to over Annapolis, over by the academy over there, the Naval Academy. I'll be going over by there. I'm gonna check out this one art place that's over there. It's supposed to be like an art store that they like having artists bring stuff in to sell. So I'll probably end up taking a couple of my pieces over there, checking it out. Yep, time is money, but I've been liking how some of the paint, how this paint's been drying on here. It's been turning out really good the way I like, the way I thought it would dry. But then I still have to put the clear on here, and then the clear will brighten it up. So that's going to be even more nice when I do the clear on it. This piece might end up getting a special kind of treatment on that. I never, nah, I never had Patty. And then Steve, I like Steve's thing where he does the roller and that, but I still haven't uh, did that did that per se. Like where he takes the roller and he slides the brush on there. I have done it, tried it a couple times, but I cannot do it as good as he can. Because I tend to want to push down on the paintbrush. But it's like I have everything right here in my vicinity to do a lot of different things. I have tried it to where I laid the paper down and then do the paintbrush on it. And I don't think that turns out as good either. Neither. So it's like try the different methods on keeping straight lines and that. It's kind of, in a way, it's you could do it. It's just try to get used to doing it straight hand. I think the best thing for you to do is try to do it straight hand. Because if you do it straight hand, just straight out of your hand and that, uh, you'll be faster than tech. I mean, you probably won't be faster, but it'll help you in the long run when you go to, if you have an area where it's so small and that you need to do it a bunch of times. Instead of just moving your ruler, you could just do it a bunch of times by hand. And one thing I do need to practice is where I'm holding something and spraying. I like to have get both hands. I haven't. I don't like doing that too much. But it's all about putting your time in and doing it. As you put your time in doing it, that's how you get better and all about just do it. Do it and fight it, no matter how hard it is. Always challenge yourself, and that's the only way you get better at doing this. Yeah, if people watches the video later on and hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button because I need some subscribers. I like to get up to the 500. I finally passed the 100 subscribers. I finally passed that 100 mark on subscribers. That's weird how, like I said the other day, how you need the 100 subscribers to be able to do live feed. I'm like, why am I fighting to get to 100 again on people to subscribe to try to get up to 500 to be monetized? And I love to get there to where you get a lot of different perks. But if you have me on Facebook and that, Facebook and Instagram, it's where I used to say it on Instagram and it pops over on Facebook of what I'm getting ready to do or coming on here live and that. Yeah, you like and share this to other people. Show them what I'm doing. Uh, I can answer your questions. I'll answer your questions and that if I can read it. My reading skills ain't all that. Like I was telling everybody, I got out of school early because back then they wanted you to have experience more than an education. They were more concerned about that. Yeah, I tried. I go back to now that I'm retired. I go back on thinking about some of the jobs I had, and the one I always think was the funniest was near the I think it's near the first really good job that I had, and that was working in a box company. That ended up being so boring to me, but it was funny though. But you talk about rope burn. I got rope burn from that company big time. Because you're tying rope around the boxes and that. But it was a fun job. I kept quitting there, and he kept giving me $1 more an hour. He said, "You're doing so good." I said, "But it's a boring job just standing there operating the machine." One year when I was hanging around body shops, so been around the body shop business for a long time. So I guess that's where I fell off to. Keep going down further and further. Oh, I still got to come back. I'll come back and do some airbrush over this because I want to get like the tit right in here. I'll do that a little bit more because I want to keep that going and everything. The shadow is pretty cool. I like some of the shadow, but I still want to. I think I want to do this up a little bit. Then I'll do some white up in there just to get him or her. But we'll get to that. Then over in all these areas. Like I said, it's over here. You can see how that lighten up, and as I go along, it'll lighten up. It's kind of neat. Let me clean my brush off. Honey, the one guy I watched, or both of yous, uh, Honey and Patty. Um, I watched this one artist. I like watching people doing work with the paintbrush. They used acrylic and oil and stuff in that. These guys, been watching some of the videos on them, and this one guy, he is so good. His name is Mark. I think it's Marco Hairville, MARC, and then the last name is HARBILL. That guy is so good. He does acrylic and oil, and he uses the airbrush every now and then. He uses the airbrush mainly for he'll do a scenery, and then he'll use the airbrush to fog it in and that. And that's what I always thought myself. I said that's the good thing about using the airbrush. And he's got a good airbrush. It looks like he uses too. But he loves doing um, what is it like Harry Potter theme in a way. He likes doing castles. He loves doing castles, and he gets down with the details on some of the stuff, like really heavy in that. And I'm like, and I'm going through this, like thinking to myself, man, this is so tedious. But he's doing it with the castles, with the bricks and everything like that. He's really good. You people should check him out. He is, like I said, he's really good. You'll enjoy his work. I have enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm doing this stuff and thinking how tedious it is, or even this. But he does it really good. Castles and stuff like that. Uh, he did. I was just watching last night a little bit of the one he's doing. Skull Castle or whatever that one movie. I can't think of it, but he was doing that one over top of the lava rocks and stuff like that. But that he was good on that one. Like I said, he did Harry. He was doing Harry Potter where they flying on the dragon and that. Really good artist there. But like I said, I'm doing this tedious work. I seen his is like blew me away. I'm like, dang. I got a sparkling, pretty good, sugar free. But some of them artists, like how I did the Stevie Nick one, I was watching some of them and they're into abstract. And I was watching a couple people that does that kind of work. And it's like I get into watching YouTube for all the different artists and the work that they do. I'm painting this in. It's all Cretex. A little bit of Wicked, and some of the illustration line, some of the Wicked line, and uh, that's all it is. And it's even on my. I used the same paint on my wet palette here with the water. That's all I use. But I mix them up. It's like if you look down, let me put the camera down. I'll face the camera down on my wet palette. So you see on my wet palette, I only got the two different colors. It's the black, the white, and the violet. I mean, three different colors. But I mix them all together right here alone. And that's basically all this painting is the three colors. So I just mix it up on here. And it'd be if I it's the black and it'll be the wicked black and the illustration black and the same with the white. It'd be the wicked white, the illustration white, and the violet's got the violet blue and violet, just violet, and the white is the illustration white and wicked white. Yeah, and basically that's it on my wet palette for just this alone. Because I'll take the black, mix it in with the violet sometimes. That's how it goes on, how I put it on there. Just the three basic colors. The airbrush will, like when you shoot the airbrush on here, it gives it a different kind. But when you put the paint on here and the lines will fade on down to where it looks like a blue in a way. And the same thing of white. If you shoot if you shoot the white over something, it changes to a blue in a way. So it's the working with the way the paint dries and the way the paint reacts to when you do it over the other colors. And you'll see it and feel it as you go along. And then, like I said, when I come back in with the clear coat, the clear over it, it pops out a little bit, and the way it'll dry and stuff like that. That's how some of the stuff you have to remember how it does it, and it all depends on what color you have on there, because it's the way it dries on it. You could say the wicket dries like a brighter net. But if I go ahead and take the black if I take the black, there's a black detail, and the detail black, I should say, is like a how would I say, if you here you go, I'll give you the black detail ends up drying. The black detail ends up drying to looking like that. But if I do the wicked black, it could be end up drying like that. So there's a difference between a black detail and the way they dry. So you have to when you get to painting that, you should all think about how it's going to dry. I mean, you could end up putting it all together, and it's going to dry completely different. That's the way I felt about this whole paint line and everything like that. It's how they dry, not how they look, but how they dry. And then how they react to putting clear on them. Now, last night I got out. I forgot that I have it, was the white the white I got the trans transparent white. So I took that transparent white and I wanted to see how what it did on the paint on top of it, over top of the other paint. So I did the I had the violet on here and I have the three different ones, the blue violet and the violet, and I think there was another one I got on here. But the stage is a different one. So I did that. I took that transparent white and put over them, and you could practically see how this it's brighter. That transparent white brightened that violet up in a way. And that was just this is just me, my own experience with it, checking it out and seeing what it would do. So it was just a little test that I did, and it's kind of you have like they all of them say is test the theory out yourself, check it out yourself, and so this is what I came up with that. When I grabbed that transparent white, and let me see, let me grab it. It doesn't do anything, but it just brightens things up. All the and then I do have I think that's what it was the opaque colors that I did too. But here's the transparent the transparent white. It's a transparent base, I should say. Got it wrong, but it's the Cretex transparent base, new stuff. And that's I had it for a good while, and I was checking it out. But it was pretty neat to see what it did. And that I thought it was transparent white, transparent base. Huh. I have a lot of the different ones. Before I retired, and that I uh, grabbed some of, got a lot of different things in that before I retired, because it was like 3 years before I retired. I started getting a lot, getting a lot of this stuff. But now I'm at the retirement part. It's been a year. No, it hasn't been a year. But now I get to experiment with different things and still do the art at the same time. But it's been cool. I mean, I've been liking the work. Uh, Doing it. I try to keep busy on doing it till I could get so I could get better and better. Like they like they all say is just keep at it, keep at it. No matter what it looks like, your work looks like, just stay at it, and you will get better. And you guys, I'm doing it on YouTube so everybody will see how you get better. And I enjoy doing it. And like Tim says, like sometimes you have people who watch it later on, but why not take sometime when they go live and be right there watching them do it live. It's always good to have somebody there when you do it live. Like sometimes I'll get into doing the work and I don't realize my head's in the way, and then somebody will say something on the chat where I have it on the right beside me, and that to where your head's in the way. Can you move your head or the sound? If nobody's there to tell you that you don't have sound, then you're just recording something that you don't have sound. Or you're recording something, and I just did it not too long ago where the one I was doing the whole thing with my head being in front of the camera and that. And I didn't have nobody there in the chat saying that my head was in the way. With you guys being there helps us out as much as you guys being there and you're learning from our experience. Like Tim, like I was saying with Tim, he went through school and everything. He's teaching us. So it's only fitting that we watch him and try to be there when we can. I mean, we all have different things that we're doing. I get it. But if you have free time, watch it as you're doing your thing or whatever. But that's my feeling on it. That when you got people like Tim and Steve Leahy and all that, they're teaching us. So it's only fitting that we be there watching them sometime. I mean, I was never done. I was thinking never to do portrait, but I watched Tim for the longest time and seeing he giving different tips on how to do the stuff and that. Even watching Scott and Steve and um, who else is it? Mike Brush. Watched him. But we all have different things. I had somebody asked me last night if they did a drawing and that, and they sent it to me, and they wanted me to paint it, and they'll tell me what colors to use and that. Would I be interested in it? I said, shoot it to me, and we'll see what it looks like, and I'll let them know that if I could do it or not. So I left him that message that I'll check it out, see what he's got. He's gonna tell me what colors to use, and he just wants to know if I would do it, and that. And that guy who wants me to do that, uh, he used to do lettering for race cars, stock cars, or not stock cars. Yeah, stock car. They call it something else today, nowadays. Um, Honey asses, what have you found you like painting the most? Cars, all different kinds of cars, and that. That is where my field is, in a way, of painting cars and stuff like that, because I've been raised around it and that. And so I guess that's the thing that I know the best is doing cars, because I know the body lines and what's in the motor, most of the motors and stuff like that. And the landscape is something, like I said, that one guy, he's really good at doing the acrylic with the paintbrush and stuff like that. He does a lot of landscape stuff and that. And I picked up something new on one of his landscapes that he was doing, and I could add that kind of landscape to my design on when I do the cars and stuff like that. So I'm kind of getting thinking about doing a car. This next car painting will be. Let's see, I have it right here. The next car painting I do, it's going to be this one I'll do next, and so that's going to be a cool one to do. So that'll be my next car painting. I think it's cool. I don't I don't know if I'll do that kind of a background, but I know the ground's going to be different with rocks and that. So that'll probably be my that's going to be my next car painting, because I want to get into doing the motor, how the motor is and stuff like that. So that'll probably be my next car painting. Doesn't matter getting into it. I like that car. That car painting gonna be a cool one to do. But my next painting, I'm not sure if it's going to be that car or if I find something. If I have, because I have a file where I have I call it I want or what is it, like to do. That's what I call this one file I have, and I don't know if I'll dig into that one and see if I have something that I like to do. Because I keep the files on the different art. It's like this one has its own folder now. The one I keep with I like to do. I keep that in a different folder and stuff like that. Then it said it's to do to find your niche. And I have a feeling that's my niche is to do car paintings and stuff like that. But I don't mind doing these. I don't mind doing stuff that's not in my niche. Like I said, it's the only way to get better is to do stuff that's different. So my niche is whatever. Get the hell on! I've been on here. Oh man, I've been on here too long. We'll call it quits here. We'll call it quits here in a little bit on YouTube. I don't like taking you guys, having you guys to watch a lot. Keep working your way down. Keep working my way down. That's all I can do. getting there. We're getting there. So that's what I got. That's what I'm working on so far. So now I have to change this one out. Let's take this one off of here. Now we need to change this one off. This is one. It's full size. See two. Okay. You see how this is what I had up there. Now I need to change it up to where I try to have the bottom here. So that'll be more of the bottom. I'm not getting all the bottom, like all the way across. I don't get all the bottom how it is, but I do have some of it going across there. So I'll change the paper up so I can see the bottom a little bit more when I get, so I can get to these areas here to have it detailed up in the scroll and that. So that's why I have to change up papers. I thank you for coming on by. I'm getting ready to call quits on here. We've been on here for an hour and a half. Yeah, we'll call quits here. And I have to change everything up on the drawing and that. So I know we all got to get on our way today. And like I said, thank you all for coming on by. Hit that like. I'm starting to cough a lot. My mouth getting dry. Hit that like and subscribe and share and tell your dog, whatever. uh, and you all have a fantastic day. And thank you for watching. For you people that's watching later on and that, thank you. Remember to hit that like and subscribe and all that jazz and everything. Uh, I'll see you on the next one. And thank you for coming on by. And like I said, I'm trying to get to the 500 mark on YouTube. So, like I said, subscribe, hit the button, tell the people, tell the dogs, tell the kids, whatever. Bye.